This video is brought to you by Spiritbots. They offer some of the fastest, most reliable trading bots, buying and selling over 1,000 different cosmetics and weapons. As you guys probably know, I use them all the time, so be sure to check them out in the description below. Hi guys, it's Pyro here, and welcome to episode 14 of my Nothing to Something series. At the start of the week we had 9 keys, some metal, and our smoking conjurer's cowl. If we take a look at our target calculator, we would have 26 keys if we sold the cowl, which would leave us needing 94 keys to achieve our end goal of that Scorching Flames Noble Amassment. I did have 9 keys pure, so I was looking for some good quick sells, and we do eventually get some pretty nice trades later on in the episode, but without any more spoilers, let's go on to the first trade of the episode. So we managed to find someone who really wanted my unusual. He was really interested in it. He offered his smoking Hallmark worth 16 to 20 keys, and his professional killstreak escape plan worth just over 3 keys. Keep in mind that my unusual is worth 15 to 18 keys, so at first I thought this was really good overpay, but I asked him if he could add any sweets to the deal, and he ended up adding over 2 keys worth of items. So in total, he was overpaying by around 6 to 7 keys, which was really good. You could definitely tell that he really wanted this unusual, and he kept telling me how much he liked it, and I think this was a big mistake for him to make, because if he didn't sound so desperate for my hat, then I might not have actually asked him to add sweets. So just keep this in mind when you're buying an unusual that you plan to keep for a while. Don't let the seller know how much you actually like the unusual. But anyway, on to the next trade. In this trade, I saw a guy on Vatican City selling his terawatt handyman's handle, usually worth 11 keys, but he was selling it for 10. So I traded him up and asked if he could discount his unusual to 9 keys, and he said he would be happy to do that, and after accepting the trade, we now had 2 unusuals at the same time, which is a pretty cool milestone for the series. I think this was a really good price on a good looking Pyro unusual, and I knew I would have a pretty easy time selling it. In this next trade, we managed to sell our handyman's handle for 10 keys, plus a genuine area 451. We did buy the handle for 9 keys, and sold it for 10 keys, which is obviously 1 key profit. The handyman's handle is worth 11 keys, but it could have taken us days to find someone who would be willing to pay full price, and in that time we could have found some other quick sells to make profit on. Sometimes it's just better to take any profit you can get, even if it is only 1 key. So a few days had passed since we bought the Hallmark, and no one really seemed interested in it until I found someone on Vatican City who wanted to pay pure for it. It was only 14 keys, so I asked if he could add sweets, and he ended up adding around 12 ref worth of sweets, which worked out really well. So we technically bought it for 13 keys because we sold the conjurer's cowl plus all of those sweets for the Hallmark. So we bought it for 13 keys and sold it for around 14.5, which I think is a pretty good trade. Seeing as we had a lot of keys in pure, I was once again looking for quick sells, and I found someone selling their kilowatt magistrate's mullet for 14 keys, normally worth around 19 keys. I checked the history on it, and I saw it was duped, so I offered 13 keys. He thought about it for a moment, but closed the trade, and about 10 minutes later he traded me back, because he obviously changed his mind, and I did end up getting it for 13 keys. About 5 minutes later, I found someone buying quick sells, and I sold the kilowatt magistrates to him for 15 keys. So even though it was duped, we were still able to make 2 keys profit on it, which is actually really good. But let's move on to the next trade. We bought a vivid plasma bucket hat from scrap.tf for just over 18 keys. It's valued at 22 to 27 keys, and other sellers on Outpost and backpack.tf are around 25 keys. It also has a really short history, and for the price of 18 keys, it's a pretty good deal, especially as it is a nice effect on a pretty nice sniper hat. Anyway guys, that was the last trade we got for the week. Thanks for watching. I also put all the kill streak weapons on the market and bought 5 keys with the money we got from it. If we take a look at the target calculator and end up selling the bucket hat for 25 keys pure, we would have a total of 42 keys, leaving us with 78 keys until we got our end goal. Also, let me know if you guys like this way of showing you my trades, or if you just prefer the old style of me recording my live trades. I don't really mind too much, but just let me know in the comments below. Thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like, subscribe for more of my future videos, and I hope you have a nice day.